Okay, so this is my audio slideshow that I recorded in Pro Tools for the audio slideshow project assignment that we had to do. And I'm going to show you how I basically recorded myself, put in the interviews, and how to do the final mix for this. And first of all, first things first, I'm not the best at Pro Tools, definitely not the most musical. This kind of confuses me, but even I was able to do it, and I thought it was fairly simple. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I basically did everything. So first things first, you want to create your tracks. So we're going to have several tracks. We're going to have a final mix track, a narrator mono track, and a narrator stereo track, and then all your other interviews. But basics is just go to track, track new, create a mono audio track for that, and then create another one for the narrator stereo and for the final mix. And so what you want to do basically is, of course, put your settings in the right spot. Since you're recording yourself, the input will be the mic, and the rest of the settings should be right here. And then, of course, just record yourself. Go to the ISO booth, pull out your transcript, and record what you have to record. And that's what I basically did here. And then so after you record yourself, of course, you're probably going to make some mistakes. If not, then you can skip this step. But I made a lot of mistakes. I had to edit mine a lot. So what I basically did is just take the selector tool, select whatever that I don't want or whatever I want to shorten, and just highlight it and just delete it. And then I just basically cut it into parts so I can also put in my interviews. So I'm going to Command Z that a little. Okay. And then another thing we had to do was put in our interviews that we got. So once you put in once you find your files of the interview that you took, just go to Finder, and I'll do it here too. I already did mine, but I'll do it again. I'm just gonna go to my interview one. I'll just put it in. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't match up, but it doesn't matter. And so since your recording that you did is probably gonna be way louder than your interview, you have to try to make it the same level, or else if you put it together, it's going to sound weird because your voice is going to be really loud and then their voice is going to be really soft. And especially mine, the interviews are very soft, so I had to make it bigger, to make it louder. So how I did that was just basically go to, let's see if I remember this. Okay, Audio Suite, Others, and Normalize. And then can basically pick the level you want, and then highlighting whatever your interview is, just render, and then it's going to take a little while. But once you render it, it should get a little louder. If it is still not very loud, just keep doing it till you find the level that you want. And it's going to take a little while here, so I'm just going to move on. Oh, you can't. Let's wait for that. Okay, so now you can see that it definitely got way louder. I don't know if I could play this. Okay, I can't. Okay. Well, anyway, once you have all three of your interviews... Ooh, there's a glitch there. Okay, basically, once you put in all three of your interviews, because you need three different voices, you just have to, of course, edit it. So what you do again is take the selection tool, and whichever quote you want to take, you just highlight it, and then just highlight the parts you don't want to make it in the final mix. So let's say I don't want this front half, I just delete it, and let's say I just want this portion, just delete the rest. You can Command E just to split it up too, but I just always use the selector tool out of habit. And then what you have to do is put it in the final mix. So the final mix is, just going to delete that, is at the top. And as you can see here, remember to leave a 5-second space before your recording, just so it has a good transition. And as you can see, this is my recording, but I cut it off and gave it some space for my interview. And this is my second interview, and I put it in here. And you want a nice transition. So once you put in all your interviews, and you can see I have 1, 2, oops, do I only have 2? No, I'm pretty sure I have 3. Okay, I have 3. I have 3 interviews in there, and once you are done with that, what you basically have to do is, I'm going to delete this. Now you have to bounce out the file. So what you want to do, first of all, my recording, oh yeah, definitely solo the track, because you don't want to highlight the rest of them because you don't need them. You only want the final mix. So my recording is roughly 5 minutes and 50 seconds plus. And so since we have 17 images or 17 sound files we have to put into, I just did a little bit of calculations, and since it's around 6-ish minutes, I only bounced out like 20 seconds for each thing that I highlighted. I don't think you have to make them equal, but if you want, I think it's easier just to count 17. That's what I did. And so what I did was basically just highlight this and take roughly, take roughly 20 seconds or so. Just go to File, Bounce to, Disk, and make sure it's an MP3, it's interleaved, all the defaults are fine, wherever you want to save it, and then bounce. And then, okay. And then it would bounces this to whatever location that it's going to bounce to.
Even though art is a form of communication that is often used,
and you can
the value
hear
of
the
this
recording.
Form of communication is often set aside for more important areas of study such as STEM,
just going to wait that for finish.
Science, technology, engineering, and math. This education teaching often eclipses art education.
Okay, and so once you have it, it should be in your Finder, wherever you saved it to. And then just drag it into the audio slideshow folder, and they should have a sounds folder section. Just replace it, and you're basically done. And just do that 16 more times. So yeah, and once you're done with that, just have to put in your images or your background music, and then you're basically done with the audio slideshow. And that is how I did my recording. Thank you.